Hey guys, welcome back to the channel. To start this off, I am no longer Vice Schwartz Pauper. The name of the channel will be changed in the next couple of days, or in a week, whenever I get around to it. But I am now Pauper TCG. Part of the problem and why I haven't uploaded videos in a while is it's difficult for me to get a whole lot of content because I am a budget player, but I do play several different games. So I'm going to transition the channel into being not only about Vice Schwartz, but also about Yu-Gi-Oh! And Magic, and possibly break off into some other games that I don't play as much. But those are my three main games, is Vice Schwartz, Yu-Gi-Oh! And Magic. So, from now on, this is going to be a channel based on whatever type of content you guys would like, and the content from multiple games, those three being the main ones, though, to start. So without further ado, I give you the first non-Vice Schwartz video on the channel. This is clearly a Yu-Gi-Oh! Video, as you can see. This is the deck profile to one of my favorite, just fun, and very, very good budget decks. That being Exodia, with the new support. So, to start off, we have 3 copies of the Legendary Exodia Incarnate. So this is the new card that came in the Legendary decks Yugi Kaiba Joey. You get 1 copy of it in the Legendary decks, plus you get the pieces and the trap card that comes out, which you'll see all of those eventually. So you can go the route of buying 3, but it's really just cheaper to buy this deck in singles now. The prices have lowered so much since it came out that it will cost the Legendary deck. It will cost 1 Legendary deck just to buy all of the singles for the deck. So unless you really need other stuff from the Legendary decks, I suggest just getting the singles for this one. But anyway, so 3 of this, for those of you who don't know what it does, for each piece of Exodia that's in the discard pile, it gains 1,000 attack. It is unaffected by card effects, period. And basically, the only way to get rid of this guy is by just having him destroyed by battle. That's pretty much the only way. And when he is destroyed by battle, you get to reveal as many pieces of Exodia as you have in your hand, and then draw that many cards. So he's a great beat stick when you want him to be, and he also draws. The other thing is, to get him on the board, you have to tribute 1 piece of Exodia. But it's a special summon, so you can literally just summon a piece, tribute the piece, special summon it. And then, at the end phase of each turn he's on the board, you get to add 1 piece of Exodia back to your hand from the discard pile. So that's pretty awesome. So yeah, 3 of him. He's just a very, very phenomenal card that really enhances this very, very, very fun deck. Next up, of course, the 5 pieces of Exodia. It's our main win condition. We can also win through battle, mainly with this guy, but this is the main win condition. So, the 5 pieces of Exodia. And now, just some basic draw. 3 card Cardi. It's a solid monster. Good effect. Draw 2 cards. That's always a good benefit. So, 3 card Cardi. Next up, we have our hand trap monsters. First up, Rainbow Karibo. It's got a couple of different very, very good effects. The first one being, when an opponent declares an attack, you can equip this card to that attacking monster and then negate the attack, and that monster can't attack as long as this card's equipped. The other one is, if you are attacked directly, you can just special summon this from the discard pile, thereby negating the attack and forcing more attacks to go through before you can actually take the damage. But then it's banished afterwards, so yeah. all in all, Rainbow Karibo is just a really good, solid card, and has a very, very worthy and needed spot in this deck. Next up, 3 Swift Scarecrow. Wouldn't be an Exodia stall deck without Swift Scarecrow. Just discard it, negate an attack, and end the battle phase. Very, very solid. For the same reason, we also have 3 Battle Fader. Just a solid, solid card. You'll realize that this deck is kind of half draw, half stall. Yes, you want to stall, but you also really want to get to the pieces just as fast as possible. Because most decks are very, very fast in the meta these days, and you need to compete with it. Even with the new rulings that will come out, this will be one of the slower decks. But it will also be a lot stronger in the new meta, just because more decks will be slower. So it'll be able to compete a little better, I think, when the new rulings and the new cards come out in a few months. So next up, 3 Pot of Duality. Just the choice between 3 different cards. It's awesome. You don't really special summon a whole lot in this deck, so it's all good. 3 Hand Destruction. This is, to some people, a weird choice, but hear me out. So yes, it gives your opponent some draw, but it also makes them discard, so it's not like they're gaining anything. Does the same thing to you. Now here's the thing about it. You don't mind discarding certain cards. There are some cards that, you know, you'll have a few copies of, because this is a deck that plays with a fairly large hand, because it's not summoning a billion monsters all at once. And you won't necessarily need them, so you can discard those. You can also discard some spells that you don't necessarily need. You can discard pieces, because there's a couple of different ways to get them back into your hand. All in all, Hand Destruction just speeds up the deck significantly, and I wouldn't play this deck without it. It's a very, very solid card. Next up, Double Cyclone. You need a little bit of Spell and Trap Destruction. I chose this for the Continuous Exodia Trap card, which I will get into later. Next up, we have 1 Upstart Goblin. 39 card deck, of course. 1 Day of Peace, because it is the perfect draw and stall card. It's great. 1 Dark Factory of Mass Production. Salvage your Exodia pieces. That is what it is there for. So if you Hand Destruction a few, or if you use the Trap card to send them to the grave, and you just need them now, Dark Factory's got you. Just 1, though. You don't need a whole lot. And then next up, the Trap lineup. So we'll have 3 Threatening Roar. Stall. Pretty much. 3 Wabaku. More stall. And then 3 Obliterate. This is the other new card that came in the legendary decks. It's a continuous trap card. Once per turn during either player's turn, you get to target 1 creature on the board, either player's board. Then send 1 piece of Exodia from your deck to your discard pile. And then you bounce that card. So you can use it to bounce Cardi if it gets Veilered or something like that. You can use it to bounce Rainbow Karibo if it survives from its special summon. You can just target Exodia Incarnate if there's no target, just to send a piece if you just need a piece in the discard pile. You can use it to target any Exodia pieces that may be on the field for one reason or another. Sometimes it's good to summon the pieces. You can use it to just bounce pesky monsters that are getting in the way. All in all, it's a fantastic card. And then this deck is lucky enough, it doesn't need a side deck, or it does need a side deck, but I'm not worrying about tournament. So essentially what I'm going to do for side decks in any game that I play is I am not going to give you any, because local metas are different throughout the country, and there's no reason for me to give you guys side deck cards. Now, if you ask for a video over side decking in whatever game it may be, I will give you an opinion. But as far as a specific side deck for the deck, it's really based on what you see a lot. You know, you need to play for your meta, and me giving you a side deck doesn't help you do that. So, I'm not giving you a side deck for this. And then there is no extra deck for this deck, because yeah, you can bring out rank 1s, you can bring out rank 2s, you can technically bring out rank 10s, but, like, they're not going to benefit you. They don't give you a bonus. Yes, if you have them, throw them in an extra deck just because you can. But this is a deck that really, more so than other decks, like in a Gravekeeper's deck, yeah, you don't need an extra deck. You don't. But Gravekeepers can get extreme benefit from an extra deck, which is why most Gravekeeper players run an extra deck. But in a deck like this, an extra deck does not give you any bonus whatsoever. But if you have a couple of cards you can bring out, might as well run them for the 1 in a billion chance that you will actually want to bring them out. But there you go. There you have it. This is the first non-Vice Shorts video of the channel, like I said. The Exodia build for 2017. Please rate, comment, and subscribe. Thanks, everybody. This is I'm so used to doing that. This is Pauper TCG, signing out.